Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Michael, and this is Majel, and we are here again to continue taking different yoga poses or yoga asanas if you prefer that. And we're taking these different poses and breaking them down just so you have a little more instruction for your own yoga practice or when you find these poses in a yoga class. So we're doing the supported headstand today. And the way I normally teach it, you would come into the pose from the rabbit pose, which I've covered in a previous video. So if you need to be more familiar with the rabbit pose, you could look that up. So we'll start off in the rabbit pose and then come into the supported headstand. So the rabbit pose is very similar to the child's pose, let's say, but the difference is you'd reach back, grab your feet, the chin would be tucked into the chest so the crown of the head would be pressing into the ground. Now there's two ways to have the rabbit pose. There's the variation with the knees far away, and then there's the variation with the knees closer to the forehead depending on how you feel. So to go into the supported headstand from the rabbit pose, the head would need to be a little further away. The crown of the head is still pressing into the ground. Now with the crown of the head pressing into the ground, now we'll transit into the supported headstand. The hands would go to the floor. So you're creating a tripod. And you'd want to be able to see your fingertips. Can you see your fingertips, Majel?
Yes.
Okay, so she can see your fingertips. So all these poses go in stages, so notice the stages and feel free to stop at any time. You don't always have to go all the way with everything. Just remember that. So the most important thing before we get into this, remember you're breathing deeply with everything you do. I can hear her breathing and she's breathing really deeply. So let's go into the supported headstand. The knees would crawl up onto the triceps. That's the muscle in between your shoulders and your elbows. And the knees would be as close to your armpits as you feel comfortable with. Now you could rest here and just touch your toes together, and this would be perfect. You could just stay here. But now to go further, you would need to engage your belly muscles because that's going to give you a strong spine. The pelvic muscles would be engaged as well because you have to engage all those muscles in the core of your body. Now, with your breathing calm, the legs would go straight up to the sky. Now, as the legs go straight up to the sky, notice how Majel has a straight line from her ankles to her knees to her hips to her shoulders. So there's a free flow of oxygenated blood from her toes all the way into her brain. The exit from the pose is as graceful as the entrance. The legs come down lightly like a feather. That's all core strength. Once the knees come down, bring yourself into child's pose for a few deep breaths. And the amazing thing I just noticed is you're not even wearing your Lululemon pants today. I thought it was impossible for anybody to do a pose without wearing their Lululemon pants, but the myth is demystified. You can do the poses without the fancy pants. So, with that, everybody, that is all for our tripod headstand for today, or supported headstand. Thank you, Majel. Thank you, everyone. More classes and more videos at yogaabove.com. Namaste, everyone.